light is green now, and I think I'm back. Sorry for the interruption in the stream. I just realized that I had my VPN on. And so I was thinking, oh, press that because maybe that'll fix my chat issues. And so I maybe dropped for a little while. Although it says drop frame 0, which is weird. I definitely dropped some frames. Is anyone here? Can anyone hear me? Am I still... Oh no. I'm going to wait for chat to say something. And if chat doesn't say anything, then I'm going to start the stream again. No one's there. Hold on. Oh, it's one of those streams. Oh, connecting to chat now. So I wasn't connected to chat. What the hell is going on? Please connect to chat. I'm back in the chat room. You know what? Maybe if anyone's chatted recently, I won't have seen it because I must have been disconnected from chat. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're there. Good. Sorry about that. I pressed a button, which I probably shouldn't have done. I see buttons, I press them. I'm just like, you know, I'm like that kind of person. Ooh, a button. And thinking about it, I shouldn't have pressed it because it was sort of working, wasn't it? So anyway, sorry about that. Thank you for sticking around. I promise that it's gonna, like, I think that was the issue. My VPN was on, and so I've switched it off. And now hopefully everything's gonna be much better for everybody involved. Laveta says, Laveta may I do a tiny self-promo? Not for stream, and I won't include a link. You may. What's it for, though? What's it for? I'm intrigued, but yeah, it sounds fine. It sounds fine. Oh, you could see me, so I was like, but I wasn't responding because I couldn't see any of the chat. How frustrating. Lovett says I was involved in a series of Doctor Who for BBC Sounds, and there are at least 3 other trans people that I know of involved too. What? That's excellent. Congratulations. A series of Doctor Who for BBC Sounds. What's BBC Sounds? I don't know what that is, but I've heard of Doctor Who. I don't tend to watch it, but it's but great, well done. And if you want, you can put a link if you have a link. I think that qualifies as something that people will be interested in. BBC Sounds is the radio catch-up thing. Ah, okay, but they also do podcasts. Was it a podcast that you were on, or was it a? Sorry for all the questions, and they're probably silly questions, like, because I know nothing about any of it, so. Okay, so I think I just did that. Here we go, and now I'm doing this. It's a drama being uploaded for streaming, but also available as a podcast. Excellent. So you're a voice actor, or as they say in the industry, a VA, or maybe they also say a VAR. Yes, I'm a VAR. Love. You've got it in your name. Almost. I do say some nonsense things, don't I? Just to try and fill in the, just to fill the silence. Normally I'm fine with silence, but when you're doing a stream, then so silence is frowned upon. It's like, you know, we could just sit here in silence and I'll build Lego. But people will probably think something's broken then. Ah, Laveta was one of the sound editors, but the writer and lead actors were both trans and the composer is trans stroke non-binary. Super duper! both the writer and lead actors, plural. We're both. No, hold on. No, we're both trans. Oh no, it is just two people. Okay. That's really cool. And if you do have a link, then please, by all means, link us up. I won't click on it now, but I will. But other people can click on it now, and I mean, actually, I will click on it now. I just won't share it on the stream unless it's really good. Yeah, I won't do that. Excuse me. Build that. I'm going to be able to get this leg finished very soon, which will be nice. A nice little moment. Uh-oh, what's happening? The chat showing you on new stream seems to have stopped. You're right, it has. Okay, let's see if I can fix that. Thanks for letting me know, you're right. God. Wonderful. Chat. Refresh the cache. There you go. It's fixed. I certainly don't realize these things. I'm glad that someone's watching and paying attention. Huh? It's like that, is it? No, it's not like that. It's like this. There you go. It's like that. It's a bit weird, that. Ooh, right. We're putting it all together. So this goes up here. Right, I've been blocked by someone on Twitter and I don't even know who they are. And I was going to ask... Hold on. Right, ad break's finished. Welcome back, if you were on ad break. And I just asked a question and I'm going to ask it again. Sorry if you're subscribed. It's going to be really boring because you're literally going to hear the same thing. I've been blocked by someone on Twitter and I don't even know who they are. So maybe you can help me know who they are. I assume they're not a very nice person, because who would want to block me though, seriously? So let me just check who it was. Yes, it was Louise Distress. She's in a great deal of distress. Who's Louise Distress? Because I'm blocked. Oh, she was in the Daily Mail, that's always a good start. Yeah, she's blocking all the trans people. She's a singer-performer who's gone full turf. Music career wasn't working out so well for you, was it? Like, you know, you weren't kind of raking in the money, so you thought you'd kind of just switch it up a bit. No, I'm not saying that it's a grift. Obviously, you know, these are your genuinely held beliefs, I'm sure. But if you can make a bit of money out of it as well, why not, right? Why not? Go for it, girl. Transphobia sells. Wish being trans just... I mean, I really wish just being trans sold, but I think we've already discussed that, and we don't get much in the way of government funds for that. You know, I'm still waiting for my check from Big Pharma. It's not arrived yet. Has anyone else got their checks from Big Pharma? Is that how this conspiracy works? You just get a check, or is it something else? Is it a bit more obscure than that? I'm not sure. Yeah, it is more obscure, isn't it? They're making loads and loads of money by creating and then selling estrogen. Except for the fact that they're not, and because it's quite cheap. And B, most of the estrogen is bought by trans women. That's like by cis women who are who are just going through menopause or whatever. It's not by trans women at all, it's by cis women. So, there's a little bit of a fly in your conspiracy theory ointment, isn't it? I wouldn't worry about that. I would never let facts get in the way of a good conspiracy theory. I think we all know this. Especially if it means you get to hate a minority. Bonus! Love it, I don't know, but she's been tweeting abuse at friends who work in music and are not TERFs. Yeah, full TERF. Woo! Excellent. I love to see it. I love to see it. She's gonna be really just destroying her own life right now. And then she'll blame it on the trances, of course. She'll blame it on us, but we're not doing anything. We're just sat here being blocked by you and laughing at you. We're doing nothing. We're just streaming, building Lego. That's what we're doing. Well, not all of us, just me. But I'm one example out of a myriad. Okay, let's get this on. Not quite well. It really is sad because you're not blocked by the country singer TERF. Is that what she is? A country singer? Oh no. Oh no. What a tragedy. I won't be able to enjoy and listen to her music anymore. Country singing, that's one of my favourite genres. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Of course she's a country singer. Of course she is. Because she wants her country back. Probably, or something, you know. No checks for me, says Levita. Nothing from George Soros either. He's apparently a big spender. Of, you know, big funder. If you're into conspiracy theories and anti-Semitism. Which is, hey, perfect combo. I should be a voice actress, you know. I should be a voice actress. I could do all that. I could star in video games, obviously, because I'm really good at that. And then move into, you know, serious work. I have a real problem with voice acting in video games. I just think it's generally just dog shit. I think is the technical term. It's bad acting. It's forced. I mean, you know, it's like, ugh. Why have you got a 40-year-old to play a 15-year-old? Oh. Aurelia. It's still a no from Aurelia. Big Pharma is too busy squaring people for money. Squaring people? That sounds painful. Levita, if they were making so much money from estrogen, you'd think they'd have fewer supply issues. Good point again. Yes. Hating minorities is sadly good business. Voice of that captain from Pirates of the Caribbean. What captain? I don't know. Is it the captain with the tentacles? The octopus squid head captain? And I don't know what he sounds like. Right, yeah, Bill, we're talking about Louise Distress. And you've been blocked by her as well. Congratulations. Oh, she was a punk. She was a punk, not a country singer. Okay, a punk. That makes no sense. Hold on. Back to the chat. A punk, you say? A punk? So punks who are very well known for, you know, anti-establishment and, you know, like, you know, not upholding the patriarchy, for example. Not wanting to retain the status quo. Punks. Oh, he's talking about the same. These are punks, yes? This is what I think of as punks. Punk anyway. It's like, you know, it's a rebellion against, you know, this hierarchical, patriarchal system that we are embedded in capitalism as well. But you say that this person, what's her name? Louise Distress. calls herself a punk. I would argue that she's not. It's like, you can't be a punk and also want to, you know, protect the current system and ensure that the patriarchy is sustained. And you can't, I'm sorry, but you can't. It's not allowed. You can call yourself a punk all you like, but you're not. You are at best a useful idiot. And there's nothing punk about that. So, you can't. It's a contradiction, isn't it? It's a contradiction in terms, Bill. It's so ridiculous. I guess past tense, right? So she was a punk. And now she's like gone the entire other way and say, actually, all that stuff I was singing about, all the punk stuff, all the themes, I didn't really take it on board. Also, I didn't really get it. I think that's going to go really well. It's going to go down so well with the fans, isn't it? It's just going to, I think that, you know, I imagine that they're all 100% on board with this new change in direction. You could do that, Maya. I'm certain you could. Just remember the pay for voice actors is kind of bad. Yeah, alright. Well, well, that's fine. I'll do it for the love of the game. This is weird. I don't seem to have a piece that I need. I really don't seem to have it. That's concerning, actually. And this, I actually really do need this piece. There's no getting around this piece. I need it. So if I don't have it, if I can't find it, I'll have to substitute it for sure. It's going to be somewhere, but I just don't see it on my table. So let's see if I can find it. Oh, wait. It was there. Headphones back in. It was right there. I always do that. Oh, you meant to say squeezing people for money. That makes more sense. Scrying kind of works. I guess. It's not a well-known phrase, but... no, the East India Company captain. I don't know. I haven't watched Pirates of the Caribbean for ages. Punk singer turf. That makes less sense than JKR suddenly going completely supportive of trans people. Yeah. No, she's gone. She's lost. Down the rabbit hole, down the whirlpool of turfiness. Sad to see. Can't be punking a bigot. It's just not conceptually allowed. We're allowed to have dykes. We're allowed to have dykes in the chat. In fact, you're welcome, more than welcome. I saw a documentary film last year called Rebel Dykes about the lesbian movement in London in the 80s. And even then, there was one group who were very anti-sex, anti-BDSM, anti-queer, what the fuck. Oh yeah, it's okay, love it, because we allowed it. Well builded. Yeah, it makes no sense, that does it? But I guess it's the same everywhere. You always find in any kind of group, including trans people, is that sometimes, like, we're actually, you know, what some of us believe, not us, you know, some people who are trans believe is completely at odds with the best interests of the trans women or trans people as a whole, and in particular trans women, because we're always the ones who get it first, right? And you're like, why are you, how are you? It's like the calls coming from inside the house. I've not met, you know, for real, physically, like, in person, I've met very few of these women. But it's, you know, it's always a little bit of a, like a, oh shit moment, you know? Oh, is that the time? Don't have a watch on. I should really be going. It's been lovely to meet you. Always enjoy meeting other trans people. Bye. Have to go and take a long hot shower. Curled up crying. But that's just how I usually do it. There's nothing specifically, particular about this scenario. That's just how I like to take my showers. Oh God, my fucking muffin. My fuck muffin. Oh shit, that's a good one. Oh fuck muffin. That's another one. That's on the list of possibilities. I need to know what to call my new vagina. Fuck muffin's good. Fucking hell. I'm gonna have to just stand up. I can't get comfortable at all. Sorry. Ow. That's good now, that one. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna. So, because my wife has been. I've been calling my pussy, right? I've just been calling my pussy quite naturally. It comes fairly naturally to me that pussy is pussy, right? And I like it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But she really doesn't like it. She doesn't like it when I say pussy. I can't even put that under. She's like, can you not call it that? Can you? So she wants me to call it the Norwegian, cute name, which is Uneliv. Does anyone know about that? Does anyone know what Uneliv means? I do. Does anyone want to hazard a guess if you don't know? I mean, I assume that Aurelia kind of knows. My wife. She doesn't like pussy, so she wants me to call it Uneliv. Is that one? Is that a phrase you have in Danish as well, or is that just a Norwegian one? Right, okay, Bill says, but of course, she's got a new album out. Yeah, and projected sales were like, you're not going to make enough money here to pay rent, I'm afraid. You're going to have to try a new strategy. Have you tried becoming a massive TERF? And then getting your articles in the Daily Mail. Oh, was she one of the women who had to dress in frumpy dresses and high heels? Is that because that's like the Daily Mail's kind of dress code for women? Was she one of those women? Because I saw recently, I don't know what it was, but I saw like that there was a bunch of women in blue and they looked like they were from a 70s catalogue, clothing catalogue. Littlewoods from the 70s or something. All these frumpy women all in various shades of blue and they were like quite frumpy dresses. I mean, not frumpy women, but the dresses were not. I mean, it's not my style, that's for sure. Was she one of these? Was she one of those just like traditional trad wives, right? It's just like, I just think that a woman's place is in the home making her husband sandwiches. I saw a documentary film last year called Rebel Dykes. I'm sorry we read that one. Sorry, my chat's gone messed up. Here we go. Already, the amount isn't dominant or anything. It's not a huge amount, but there is a surprising amount of transphobes among trans people. Yeah, okay, that's what you were getting to. Yeah. There shouldn't be any, right? It should be zero, but there's not. It's not zero. I was marching at Pride in London when a bunch of them took over at the front. What, turfy trans women? Turfy ones? What? Woo. What was it again? Uneliv. It means underlife. It's my underlife. Which I have a certain kind of fondness for, I gotta say. It's quite funny. It's really not specific, is it? It's quite vague. And if I'm talking, I mean, obviously, if I'm talking about it to a bunch of English people, they'll have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. Yes, my underlife is a bit, feels a bit funny today. It's a bit tingly. And I'll be like, you what now? Don't beat about the bush, Maya. Just call it your pussy. Beat about the bush. Did you get that one? Beat about the bush. Okay. I hope you got that. Keep up. Come on, keep up, guys. Lovato, it's not like there are lots of options for words to use. Time pussies. Oh, I think there's quite a lot. I just came up with one. Fuck muffin. It doesn't have to be one word. I think my fuck muffin is a good one. It's definitely an option. It's on the list. It's on my list now. Yeah, okay, that goes like that. Oh, well, I'll put it on the build camera. There's stuff I want to talk about, and I'm just going to build Lego though first. There we go. I think we should watch a little clip from something dear to my heart. What's this? I made this, but I don't know why. What did you want me to do with this? Made it, but I don't know. Was I supposed to put this on at some point? Hey? I don't know what's happening. I did that, and then... No, there's loads missed. What's going on? What the hell? This doesn't make sense. The instructions don't make sense. Have you seen this? Right, it's missed it, hasn't it? It's missed it, not me. So... It just told me to make that, and then it's just like forgotten about it. And I need to make something else as well. Patio. Let's put this on. I'll just put this on, shall I, Lego? Yeah, I'll do that for you. Don't worry, I've got it. To be fair, it does work. No one gave a shit about non-JKR bucks until she went turfy. About non-JKR. Oh yeah, oh right. About non-JK. Yeah, I know you mean. You mean the non-Harry Wizardy books. Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what it is. Robert Galbraith is her pseudonym, isn't it? Isn't that funny, right? She uses a pseudonym and it's a man's name. Surely she's taking a man's place. Like a real man could be writing those books. And she's pretending to be a man, taking up a man's private space. How dare she? How hypocritical. She's erasing men. That's what she's doing. JKR's erasing men by having a man's name and pretending to be a male author. She's literally erasing real men by doing that. I think is the argument. Is that the equivalent argument? I think that's the actual... I think that's what they say, isn't it? Like, me sat here right now means that I'm actually erasing a woman. Because a real woman... You know, someone who was born with a vagina could be sat here right now making a Lego, but I'm doing it instead. I mean, think of the poor imaginary woman who doesn't exist. Right, okay, she was one of those women in the female magazine. In the female magazine, hold on. Well, it was right there. So she was in the female magazine, was she? I don't know what that magazine is, but that's what it reminds me of. They like to use that name, don't they? They like to use that word. They don't call themselves women. They call them females. And that's like a massive red flag. Red flag, red flag. Yeah, they all tend to be true scum as well. Yeah, as in, you know, look, I'm a real trans woman. You men are fake. You're just pretending. I'm a real one. That's a true scum. That's not my... I'm not saying that, okay. That's my impression of a true scum. I think that's what a true scum is. Do you like it, Aurelia? It's, so, yeah, we have underleaf here, underleaf here. It's not very common. I don't think I'm going to go with that one, honestly. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't sit right with me. Sit right, because I'm sat on it. Sit right. It was a group of TERFs who took over the front. Oh, it's not TERFy trans people. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for that. It was just TERFs. Well, I bet that went really well for them. You already got it. I can't remember which one it was, but it was a good one. JKR has never put a female name on the cover of one of her books. Oh my god. Using JK was to hide that she was a woman in case boys didn't buy the books. Looks meaningfully at camera. She didn't even have the balls to use her name as a woman in any of her books. Oh, right! It's the Daily Mail women's section, is it? And they call it female? Of course they do. I didn't know that. Of course they do. Of course, the Daily Mail has a section for women and it's called females. That's a good chocolate milkshake. What brand is that? I see. Very interesting. This channel is sponsored by nobody. I just like this chocolate milkshake. Is my lipstick on? Yeah. That's quite funny, that, Loretta. That's really good. I like that. Oh, you know, talking about women and women's issues. Can you just indulge me for a second? I'm just going to go to YouTube. May I? It's my channel, so yes, I may. So, yeah, lots and lots about chess, because I'm looking at a lot of chess videos so I can beat Aurelia. Oops. I'm not cheating. It's not cheating, though. I don't watch them while I'm playing you. So I'm going to type in Barbie, and then I'm going to see if we can find... What's the name? America Ferraris bid. Here we go. So this is American Ferrara's monologue in Barbie. I hope it is. We're going to click on it and find out. I mean, actually, the lower one definitely looks like it is. So we're going to go with the lower one. Should we go with the... Yeah, so, who's seen Barbie? Who's seen it more than once? We're going to watch the American... So it's so nice. We had a Barbie night last night. It was last night. We all watched Barbie as a family. And the girls, it was their second time as well, because they went to the cinema to watch it, but they still stuck around for the whole film. They're only 8. They still enjoyed it. And then my wife hadn't seen it before. And she thought it was good. But this bit is one of my daughter's favourite parts. She doesn't necessarily claim to understand it all, but she understood that it was sort of important. It's basically Feminism 101, or Gender Studies 101. Let's check it out. I'm just going to switch scene. Here we go. You've probably all seen this, but we're going to watch it. No, we're going to watch an advert for coffee first. That's what we're going to do. But then we're going to watch Barbie. Be quiet.
Like, we have to always be extraordinary. But somehow we're always doing it wrong. Like, you have to be thin, but not too thin. And you can never say you want to be thin. You have to say you want to be healthy, but also you have to be thin. You have to have money, but you can't ask for money, because that's crass. You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You have to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas. You're supposed to love being a mother, but don't talk about your kids all the damn time. You have to be a career woman, but also always be looking out for other people. You have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane, but if you point that out, you're accused of complaining. You're supposed to stay pretty for men, but not so pretty that you tempt them too much or that you threaten other women, because you're supposed to be a part of the sisterhood, but always stand out and always be grateful. But never forget that the system is rigged, so find a way to acknowledge that, but also always be grateful. You have to never get old, never be rude, never show off, never be selfish, never fall down, never fail, never show fear, never get out of line. It's too hard, it's too contradictory, and nobody gives you a medal or says thank you. And it turns out, in fact, that not only are you doing everything wrong, but also everything is your fault.
It's good that, isn't it? Stop it, stop it. Hey, we just got in there just before the outbreak, thank goodness. Aurelia says, this explains a lot. This explains so much. Her doing that deception. So of course she expects everyone else to be equally fake. Yeah, exactly. It's always projection, isn't it? Projection, and it's like, this gives me an insight into how you think about the world, but it doesn't bear any. It's not based in actual reality, and it's certainly not how I see the world, and it's certainly not how I see myself and my role in this world, which is, I am just as real a woman as anyone who claims to be a woman. It was good, wasn't it? It's good. It's a good speech, really, isn't it? It's really good. She did well. I mean, it's a great film. It's well written, well directed. Supposedly Meryl Streep wanted that bit. I don't know how she'd deliver it, but America Ferrara nailed it. Can I just call her America Ferrari because it's funnier. An American Ferrari? It's no such thing. They're Italian. What are you talking about? Yes, I will never be one. Never want to be one. Never wanted to be one. And so, you know, I've put a lot into my transition. I've put a lot of time and money and effort and pain. I made a lot of sacrifices to be who I am. And I've done it sort of as I've done it in the hope that people will look at me and be like, oh, okay, yeah, she's probably is a woman. It shouldn't be like that, though. It shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't have to gain the favour of people and, you know, strangers. I shouldn't have to spend, you know, I shouldn't have to do all these things and make so much effort in order to be able to claim my womanhood. That's not how it should be. But of course, this matches who I am. So I didn't just do it for societal acceptance, although that is important. You know, easier life, not such a bad thing, right? Not quite as much abuse and harassment in the streets. Yes. Shouldn't be like this, but this is the way it is, unfortunately. I mean, and also, I always wanted to be beautiful, you know? So, I mean, I didn't think I would be. I just did my best. And of course, as a woman, I should not say I am beautiful, but I guess I am. Oops, I didn't woman properly then, did I? Relia says, yeah, I was about to say transitioning has cost you a lot, but then what would not transitioning have cost? Well, not transitioning would have cost me my very soul. It's okay, Aurelia. That's a good question. It was a valid question. I think that's true for a lot of people, for a lot of trans people. Oh, that's not quite right. Where's my... Okay. Right, I'm going to put this leg on now, I think. You can see what I've been doing, yeah. I'm going to put the leg on, so it's going to stand fairly tall. No, I'm not. I'm not finished yet. Sorry. A few more little bits. Ugh. So I hope I should have put a spoiler alert, because maybe not everyone's seen Barbie there. But if you haven't seen Barbie, it's a great film. Still a lot of good stuff in that film, so make sure you watch it, because if you're interested in, it's, you know, the thing about Barbie is it's not really for kids. I mean, it works as a kid's film as well, and kids like it. Sure they do. But they probably won't understand much about it. It's for an adult. It's for an adult audience, there's no question. Right? That's primarily what it's targeted at. Right, that's not going in, so I'm just not even going to force it. Okay, now I put that on. It's funny because it's been on for all this time. Look at this, it makes no sense. Right, so you can see that little rod at the back, the bar at the back. It's there, right? But it's never been put on. Like the instructions never said to put it on until now. Now we put it on. So what's going on there? How did that suddenly... Time is a bit meaningless in this build. Things have happened already which haven't happened yet. Oopsie, Lego made a boo-boo. You know what? I need a wee. I'm going to go for a wee. I'm going to do a wee and then I'll be back shortly. So I'm just going to go and put you on a break. See you soon. We're back. Had to change my pad. And now I've got to get my breath back. Everyone's back from the break, yeah? I put a little commercial on. Just to keep you entertained. I hope it was entertaining for you. Music. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. You know what? I might change the channel. Should we change the music? Let's try another thing. That's nice. Let's go with that for a bit. So I want to tell you about my experience on Friday night. That's what I want to tell you. But I'm not going to talk about this unless I know there's people listening. So put your hands up if you want to hear about my experience on Friday night. It's pretty hot and steamy, so if you're not in the mood for that or you're not able to listen to that right now, then there's like a content notification. Hot and steaminess. Talk of a sexual nature. Not suitable for children, that's for sure. But no children should be listening to this. Okay, Aurelia's listening. But who else? Who else, though? I knew you'd be listening. Oh my, like, super mod. How's this go? Oh, Lovata's listening too. That's good. Is anyone else listening? Who wants to hear my amazing story? I think it's amazing, but of course I do. There we go. I'm going to put this leg on. Observe. Right, that doesn't seem right. Honestly, that seems wrong. I think... Oh, I know why. Yeah, okay. This angle's wrong. There we go. We legit have an age rating on here. If children are listening, we can't do much else unless they give themselves away. Yes, exactly. What am I doing? Okay, yeah, I'm putting that there. There we go. Minimum damage. Let's just put this back on again. Alright, well, I'll assume people, if I build this story up, people will come. So... Oh god, that's a good one. Oh my god, I just did a really good one. Okay, so let's begin the story. It begins in Thailand, actually. So when I was in Thailand, and I have mentioned this previously, I got super duper high with another trans girl in one of the rooms. Thailand, marijuana and its chemical constituents aren't really well regulated, or they're not regulated. So it means you can buy it in shops. You can literally buy stuff in shops. You can buy it and you can get delivered. You can just walk into a shop and buy it. It's awesome. So I hung out at another trans woman's room once. I only did it once. And I did it quite late on in my stay. I really wish I'd kind of, been a bit more clued in. But never mind, I did do it once, and it was an amazing experience. She was fairly recently post-op. So and one of the things about Supporn and that clinic is you really can't get sexy. You shouldn't have sexy thoughts. Like, it's impossible not to, right? But the general rule is not to have sexy thoughts. So I definitely didn't want to try and encourage the girl I was with to have sexy thoughts. But oh my god, I was having them. So so after we had a really good time and stuff. We hung out for ages and we chatted about nonsense. And then I went back to my room very unsteadily. And I was just feeling waves and waves of sexual pleasure, emanating from my new bits, emanating from my underlife. Okay, that's good. And it was a really intense experience. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced, and I bloody loved it. So I was sort of eager to find out if this was like a one-off, or if this was something that I could kind of count on as being, wow, if I do this, then I get this, and that's just how it happens for me. That's awesome. So I found out again on Friday that it's not a one-off. Well, I got a girlfriend, and she's not far away, and she bought me a nice dinner, and then she got me incredibly high in my hotel room. Oh my goodness me. So I was more high than when I was in Thailand. It just kind of kept on kind of coming, and in the end I was completely just incapable of even getting off the bed. I was just gonna slide there and enjoy it. That's what I was gonna do. She wants, at one point she was like, hey, let's go for some food, I'm hungry, let's go get some snacks. And I was like, no, there's no way. I wouldn't even be able to stand. Like, my legs were just jelly. I'm not if you want to do that, but I'm not going with you. She didn't want to leave me, so. But yeah, no, apparently, so this is THC, it's pure THC. I think I had about 70 to 80 milligrams, and incredible experience, an absolutely incredible sexual journey of discovery. So she was there as well, obviously, right? And she hadn't recently had surgery, I'm very happy to say. So she also helped me discover some new stuff that I had no idea about. You enjoying my story? Do you like this story, everybody? I hope you do. Because I think it's a nice story. The opportunity was there, and she was happy to. She wasn't just happy to oblige. She was like well into it. She was totally into it. So she was gonna explore my pussy. My pussy. That's another thing I'd like to call it. Like, instead of just saying pussy, it's like using like a more of an exotic or Southern European accent. Pussy. Maybe I'll give that a go as well. What do we think? Anyway, she gave me some incredible oral sex. I don't know if you know, but time doesn't really work properly when you're high. And so I don't know how long she was down there for. But when she was down there, my brain just froze, right? Like, it was mind-numbing, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even speak, and I was trying to say, wow, this is amazing, whatever, and I was just like, yeah, I was just and I remember also as well, because I was sort of hallucinating and stuff, I was in a completely different state of consciousness, and so I was also imagining that all this was happening in a comic panel, and I was kind of, the speech bubbles were coming out of my mouth, and the speech bubbles were just like, random letters, just And then I started giggling at that, but I didn't giggle for long because the feelings were too intense to ignore. And then I went back to just, you know, brain freeze, just, oh, incredible. Yes, it's basically mental key smashing. You're right, that's exactly what it is. It's just kind of, mental key smashing. Well done, Aurelia. Yes, that's what it is. And that's what the comic book panels with speech bubbles were saying to me as I was trying to, you know, find words to describe. There were no words. There were literally no words to use. Anything would have come up short. So I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. I like this. This is what it's supposed to feel like. And you know, then she started fingering me. And Jesus fucking Christ, you know, because I kept thinking, okay, this is as good as it gets. This is amazing. This is the plateau. I've never felt such pleasure. And it just kept, and it was like, nah, this is just chapter 1. There's a whole book. There's a whole epic story here to read. I thoroughly recommend the experience, right? I thoroughly recommend it. If you get the same, if it's the same effects on, you know, on you as it is for me, because I don't know if it is. I don't know for sure. Like, for example, my friend, I mean, she was having a good time and everything, but she'd had more than me, because I guess she's a bit more used to it as well. And she was horny enough, but I don't know if she wasn't, you know, doing the same things as me. She wasn't making the same noises as me. And I was, you know, and you know, I pleasured her as well, obviously. I mean, she was totally into it. No, I guess, I mean, you know, I don't know what her experience was, but for me, I can say it was incredibly powerful. And I'd never, as I say, I'd never experienced pleasure like it. And as it was happening, I was like, this is what it's supposed to feel like. Oh, I get it now. And honestly, me and my vagina, me and my puss, me and my moist muffin, yeah, we've not seen eye to eye much since I got her. Honestly, she's just been a bit of, like, a lot of work, a lot of pain, a lot of discomfort. Don't seem to be getting much of the, you know, upsides here. I've been hoping that there's going to be some, for sure. But I was not expecting them to be so incredible. And I'm, you know, it's not finished yet, right? This is not, there's still a lot to do with this. A lot of things I'm excited about. Right, I think that's the first instruction book finished. Not that anyone cares about the Lego right now. Here's what we got. There's quite a lot of leg work there, isn't there? Some fancy leg work. Lavetta says, personally, you are really selling me on this. Get yourself a friend who can hook you up. Don't do it alone. Make sure you're with a friend, because I think it really helps. And also make sure you get the amounts right. So I think it's technically impossible to overdose, right? But also you don't want to be like you don't want to be too much. You want to be able to enjoy it and also kind of still be aware of things. And, you know, I don't know what happens if you keep on going, but it's like, that was enough. Like, that was enough for me. And I was completely incapable. I was just lying on this bed, just like, by the end of it, because it just kept on going, it kept on building. And even when she wasn't touching me, even when she was just like, you know, looking at changing the music or, you know, whatever, doing her thing, you know, because this went on for hours, right? This went on for hours. And, you know, so we were taking breaks, we were getting water and stuff, important to hydrate. What was I saying? Yeah, so she was doing stuff, but I couldn't. I was kind of just on the bed, and I was completely hands-free at this point, right? So I was feeling feelings, and there was no you didn't need to do anything. I was just on the bed squirming and moaning, and she was just looking at me kind of, you know, giggling. I was in my own little world. And oh my goodness, what a good world it was. What a nice world that was. Just incredibly sexual. And erotic. Cool. So I think we're making the head now. Yeah, it's a great combination, honestly, Loveta. Aurelia's squirming, and she's sold. Still looking forward to some prime meat. Yeah, I'm not ready. Sorry, I'm not a virgin. I did let a guy put his dick in me. But it was very much a kind of, you know, it was just to get out of the way. And it wasn't proper sex, right? It was just kind of very careful and very kind of, let's just give it a go. And it was over pretty quick because I was like, yeah, okay, we've done this now. Let's just do something a bit more fun. Because honestly, too goddamn tight. It's too tight down there. It is, you know, it's not finished. I'm dealing with scar contraction right now. So, you know, I need to dilate continually 3 times a day. I need to ensure that it's kind of, you know, that the scar contraction doesn't get so much that that it kind of closes up a bit. So that's what I'm doing. Eventually the scar contraction will stop and then it will all soften and it will all kind of, you know, be a lot more loose, flexible. But right now that's, you know, something I just got to get through. I think it's probably, I mean, after, you know, on the tail end of the scar contraction, I'll probably be thinking about that possibility a lot more. But right, and obviously I think about it. So, you know, on Friday I was thinking about it. I was like, could we try it maybe? I just decided no, there's no point. I need to just, because I don't think I'll enjoy it. And then honestly, the fingers were enough. The fingers were enough because she was tickling my G-spot and everything. Oh my god, so good. So Levita's sold partly on the chemical assistance, but also on the surgery. Yeah. So let me say that I kind of did the surgery. I was hoping for good sex. Obviously, I was hoping for, you know, sex that's always been better than what I used to have, which I was never that bothered about. I've never. I can count the number of times I've had good sex on one hand. And even now I'm kind of thinking, okay, but maybe that wasn't good. Maybe that sex was like, it was pretty good. It's as good as I could get, but it wasn't right. It wasn't right for me, you know? And it never was. It never was right for me. So yeah, I hoped it would. You know, give me the opportunity to be able to have better sex, to be able to connect properly with my lover. You know, I was hoping all these things, but also I was fully prepared to kind of, you know, not have them, and just you know, be aesthetically and visually and you know, and just the feeling of, you know, not having anything in the way, all that kind of stuff like that. That's still good, right? That's still good. And I knew that, like, well, maybe I'll never come again, you know. That's a possibility. It's very low, very low. If you're orgasmic before surgery, then particularly where I went super on, then it's like there's a very, very high probability that you will be orgasmic after the surgery. Oh, they go on the floor. So yeah, I kind of went into this with fairly low expectations and still thought, well, this is still good, right? This is still good. Even if I get a relatively poor outcome, I still think I'll be better off than before. You know, walking around in a bikini on the beach, which I've done, is awesome. Honestly, it's super good. Can't wait to do it again. And so, you know, I'm not asking for the world here. I wasn't asking for the earth, but I seem to have inherited it because, oh my God, this experience, you know, it's just making me, it's opened my eyes. It's changed my horizons. And I'm like, this is what it's supposed to be like. Wow. And the thing is, right, she was doing stuff and I didn't even know what she was doing, right? I didn't know what she was doing exactly. I didn't know where her fingers were. I didn't know where her tongue was. I knew stuff was potentially, you know, I knew there was potentially quite a lot of action happening, but I couldn't see it. Of course, right? You can't see it as a woman. And so I was going off my feelings, but the feelings were just everywhere, you know, they were just everywhere. So I don't know what the hell she was doing, but bloody hell. She can do it again. I just want to get in the car and go, hey, let's do it again. Yeah, I understand your mileage may vary, that's for sure. And also, depending on where you go as well. So I went to Suporn. I think he does a really good job. It's not Suporn, it's called Suporn, but it's Bank. He does a very good job. There's no denying it. And as I say, like, I'm not even properly healed, so as I healed as the months go by, and I, you know, there'll be no pain, there'll be no discomfort, it'll just be my pleasure palace. And that's going to be amazing. That's going to be amazing. I can't believe how good that's going to be. My own little personal pleasure palace in between my legs, ready to go, 24/7. That's difficult to see, isn't it? Okay. Aurelia says, yeah, that makes sense. I've had times when close to having sex where I got legit nauseous about the whole business. Welcome to being a trans woman. So I don't think I ever got nauseous, but it was always a question of making sure that my partner had pleasure, and I was like, it's okay, because I kind of know I'm not really going to have any. Such a shame. So sad. I was just like, no, it's okay. It's just my life. I'm used to it. And now I'm like, okay, it's my turn. Now it's my turn. I've done that for all my life. It was a bit of shit, actually. I want it now. It's my turn. Give me all the pleasure, please. I just didn't know it would be this good. I heard rumors, but I didn't really want to believe. I didn't really want to hope to get them. I felt like if I hoped for that, if I was like expecting that, I was just going to set myself up for some disappointment, right? Good things can't possibly happen to me. Come on. Turns out, good things can happen to me. Wow, who'd have thought? Who'd have thought that? So yes, I've given up a lot, and you know, touched on that. I've sacrificed so much, but I am starting to understand what I've gained as well. I've gained a lot as well. I've gained the opportunity to be myself, but also I've gained the opportunity to have fucking mind-blowing sex that feels right, and that is, there's no denying it. That is an important part of the human experience, I think. I mean, we did more things, and I'm not going to talk about them all. We did some things. Like, that's the vanilla stuff we did. For the extra spicy stuff, I think you have to tip me or something, and I'll send it you in a DM. This music's quite good, actually. And it's quite suitable for the stories that I'm telling. It's absolutely fine for you to draw that curtain whenever you want. So let's do it 4 times. No, that's right. Yeah, I'm doing it right. Yeah, I see what I'm doing. Cool. Okay. Would you like to see what I'm doing? Yes, you would. So this is the head so far. And I'm just creating some hinged bits which are going to sit at an angle so that the rest of the outside of the head can be bolted on, because it has like a tapered jaw in it. I've told some good stories on this stream, haven't I? For you long-term followers and subscribers, I think I've told you some good stories. Some real good ones. Probably not supposed to. As an actual legitimate woman, I think it's probably frowned upon by society for me to talk about this kind of stuff. But screw it. I'm dark and I'm weird. Love Boat Part 3. The Love Boat. La 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 the Love Boat. Yeah, I think so. Already. So apparently the guy's making a dungeon. One of the guys is making an actual full-on dungeon. He's got like a building. He's got a whole warehouse building thing, and he's constructing some kind of ridiculous sex dungeon. Now, in previous times, I would have been like, that's a bit strange, I'm not into that. But those times are long gone. Let me tell you, they are long gone. And now I'm thinking, interesting. A sex dungeon, you say? Like a dungeon specifically for sex? Tell me more. So he's telling me, he's sending me photos and stuff. I think I know where this is going to go. Yeah, good for content too, right? It's good for content, that. Sex dungeon, yeah. I think a lot of people will be interested in what, you know. I mean, I think it'll be an interesting space. I think it might photograph really well as well, because these places often do. And so I'm thinking, yeah, that's going to be fun. And also, ka-ching! Double fun in more than one way. Maybe even triple fun. Quadruple fun. I don't even know. It's so much fun. So much possibilities. Right, I put that the wrong way. Just rebuilding this bit. Thinking too much about the sex dungeon. Oh, thanks for the link, Aurelia. Good. Well, that's the point. Yeah, that's the point, isn't it? Gameplay to have fun. It's a nice. It's quite a good business strategy, I think. You know. And also, if you're genuinely having fun, that's always going to show on the camera. That's always going to show in the final result. That's like, I feel like that's a prerequisite. Like the woman's got to be into it. If the woman's not 100% into it, then it's not going to work. I'm sorry. It's not going to work for me. I don't know. Some guys like that, don't they? It's not for me. I just remembered something else from Friday night, if you want to know. But this is more like funny. It's a bit sexy, but it's mostly just funny. So this is something I can share with you all. You're deleting this VOD, right? No, why would I delete it? This is not against Twitch's terms of service as far as I'm aware. Talking about sex on an adult channel that's labelled as being with adult content. You know. This is part of the trans experience. It's actually educational. I mean, seriously, right? It is. I think that... Hold on, let's go to chat. This is an important monologue. I think that more people should share this kind of stuff, honestly, because that's... You know, let's not pussyfoot around. Pussyfoot, that's good. A lot of trans women, you know, have issues with sex, right? We have issues with them because being in the wrong body makes it really difficult to enjoy sex. And I'm here to tell you, hey, girls and guys, you should transition. You know, this is maybe something that you haven't, that you're not aware of. And I can completely understand that because I don't know if people really talk about this that much. I think people are private and that's perfectly fine. A lot of people are private and that's just... And they won't want to talk about it. And they shouldn't be made to. Obviously, they can keep it private. However, I don't mind talking about it. It's not that I even mind. I kind of enjoy talking about it. I think it's nice and it's fun, and I like the fact that I can be open about it, and I'm not at all embarrassed or ashamed about it. Not at all, right? And that's good. That's something that's important as well, to make sure that people understand this. Sex is not something to be ashamed of. You know, wanting to have good sex, that's good. That's a good reason, honestly. If the only reason you want to transition is so that you can maybe have good sex, that's not invalid. That's still valid. That's still good. Yeah? Seriously, and don't feel that that's a bad reason. People have done a lot more for a lot less. I need to put this on here. Okay. Gosh, does this go all the way down? Okay. No, really? Wait. It's an 8. Okay, I'm going to put this on top. And you should not be ashamed. I mean, you don't have to say that in the GICO, but keep it, you know, if you feel like you need to keep it to yourself, like, fine. But it's a perfectly valid reason. they probably would frown upon it, wouldn't it? If you say, okay, why do you want to transition? It's because I want to have really good sex. And then they're going to be like, no, that's not it's not on the list of valid reasons. I'm sorry. And also, ugh, you should be ashamed of yourself, sir. It's like, fuck off. Which is probably what the GIC would say, especially if you're in the UK. We do talk about saucy content, don't we? And Lovatus says, totally agree. It's important to share this info. This isn't just like, get your rocks off to Maya's trans bricks. It's not really about the Lego. It's really dirty. It's like, I mean, yeah, okay, you could if you want. But also this is absolutely, and I stand by this, this is educational. This is part of my transition experience. This is me, this is my journey, and this is me, maybe breaking a few societal norms, but I think they should be broken. I think they should be broken. I think that trans women are allowed to have sex. I think we're allowed, and I think actually we should also be encouraged. I don't think, that shouldn't be a controversial statement. But I kind of strongly suspect that it could be. It shouldn't be, but maybe. I don't know. Is it? Am I being I feel like I shouldn't. I feel like this is so obvious that it shouldn't even be, questioned. Aurelia agrees. If you want to transition to have good sex, that is definitely valid. Also, I'd say, proof you're definitely trans. Yes. Definitely. If you're a guy and you're like, literally, I don't really get sex, it's not that good. Strangely, a lot of your cis guy friends think it's really good. Isn't that strange? Like, they think it's the best thing ever. And you're just like, oh, well, it's alright, I suppose. I'm afraid, girlfriend, you need to sit down because we need to have a long conversation. Well, not even that long. Have you considered estrogen? There you go. That's the conversation. Talk to your doctor about estrogen. It could be right for you. Warning, may result in extremely good sex. Trans women aren't allowed to enjoy ourselves according to the GICs. It shouldn't be controversial, but unfortunately it seems it is to certain people. Just imagine if a TERF saw this, they'd be like, oh, that's disgusting! And actually part of the whole reason that they are TERFs is because they are very sex negative. They're sex, they're averse to all this kind of thing. They think that it's a source of shame. They think that women shouldn't be allowed pleasure, actually. It's, it's really weird. Hey, we got a new following. It's virustrojan_xe. Oh no, have we been infected? Shit, I think we might have got a virus, Aurelia. Hey, thanks for the follow. If you want to say hi in chat, be my guest. Hope you enjoy my stories. My sexy stories. Is that why you're following me? Hey. It's like, who's infected who here? Always practice safe sex, by the way, guys. That's just obvious, but I, would just like to reinforce that message because it is important. Where am I? Okay, Laveta says, yeah, in the eyes of a lot of the media, the ideal trans person doesn't have any sex at all. Or at least that's how it feels. I know how you feel. I know exactly. Yeah, I know that's what it's. That is a sort of perception. It's like we shouldn't. The reality, on the other hand, is that, oh my god, we're horny. We are a horny bunch of girls, honestly. And I think that's really cool. And I think a part of it is the fact that it's not just a gender or a sexual kind of body awakening. It is also very much a kind of a sexual experience awakening as well. You know, it's like when you get the right body, suddenly sex makes so much more sense. The sexual act, you know. Right, yeah, so funny story time. This is a good one. You probably like this. So I was giving her a blowjob. She's trans. And so I had her substantial penis in my mouth. And we were having a great time. She was, you know, I was really into it, right? But she was obviously absolutely loving it. Of course she was. I've got an amazing mouth. And I got skills. I do have skills. But unfortunately, I was extremely high. So what happened was so we were having lots of fun, and I was kind of, you know, really kind of bringing her up to a kind of a climax. And then I thought, all right, okay, I'm gonna do some deep throating. So I deep throated. I took her all the way in to the balls, because that's one of my special skills as well. And I kind of held it there, and I held it there for quite a while. And I was like, hey, this is fine. I can hold it. I'm holding it. This is really good. I'm relaxed. I'm not gagging or anything. Suddenly, it all came, and I just vomited fully into my own mouth. And so my mouth was full of sick, and I was balls deep with this penis. And I was like, what do I do now? And I was high as fuck. So I managed to kind of just go, like, just suck it, you know, kind of maintain the seal, mouth full of vomit, from this amazing dinner we just had. I ate quite a lot. Maybe that was the problem. And I managed to get to the bathroom and and, you know, spit it all out in the toilet. And there was a lot. There really was quite a lot in my mouth. I managed to keep, you know, kind of keep it together to do that. Quite good, quite clever of me. And, you know, wash up and brush my teeth and all this kind of stuff. And you know, and then and have a good laugh at it, because I'd never done that before. I've never so much just kind of, there's been nothing. It's been fine. And I've always known when to stop. You know, I've always been like, right, gotta come up for air now. And this time, and I think it's probably because I was a bit high, very high, I just didn't come up for air, and I just left it. I just kept it in there. And then I fully choked up. Did something just fall on the floor? I handled it like a pro, but it was extremely funny. And it very much spoiled the mood. Oh God, it's right at the bottom. I'm gonna have to go get that. 1 second. I mean, we were laughing quite a lot about it. It was funny. It was a funny moment. But know your limits, girls. That's what I would say to you. And I forgot. I temporarily forgot my limit. I paid a terrible price. It wasn't that terrible. It didn't make me nauseous. I wasn't feeling bad or anything. It didn't make me feel sick. It was just a bit gross, and I had to kind of clean up. But normal service quickly resumed. Yeah, really, it's really fun. Especially when you're high, it's really fun. Because I felt like properly connected to this thing. Like I wasn't sure where it stopped and I ended. Or, no, whatever, you know. I wasn't sure where it stopped and I started. As far as the, you know, your perception changes so much. It's incredible. Right, let's put this on. I love the sex positive talk here. The brutal honesty makes it interesting. Good. I'm happy that you're finding it interesting. I think it's super interesting. That was gross though, wasn't it? That was a gross story. Because sometimes sex is gross. And funny, you know, and funny. And that's okay too. like, they don't make, well, do they make pornos like, well, of course they do. Actually, what am I saying? They don't make pornos about it. They make pornos about everything. So of course they make pornos about that, but it's not standard. It's not a standard element in most pornos. Okay, now we need you to throw up. Like a lot. I imagine that's something the two of you can laugh about in the future. We got lots to laugh about, actually. You know, that was, we really connected. That was a really connecting experience. And, you know, I think, you know, it's one of those experiences that I'll never forget. Kind of life-changing. And I do hope to recreate it. With her and with other people in the future. Let's switch to the bill cam. I gotta reach between the legs of the thing. I'm reaching between its legs. No, for the first time I've had to reach between someone's legs to get something. Building scene. No. It's sort of in the way of the camera though, isn't it now? Well, it's fine. Okay, yeah, girls, says Aurelia, knowing your limits isn't just about sex, it's about all things. It is. It's about all things. But it's definitely about deep throating. Oh, you know what? This Lego on my table is looking a little more sparse than normal. So I'm just wondering if I can actually do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour myself another milkshake though, that's for sure. Don't want to dehydrate. Always stay hydrated. And for my hydration needs, I like to use Litago from Tina. If you do want to sponsor me, Tina, then I will be happy to promote your products. Because I'm a big fan. Oh yeah. Chocolate milkshake. Num 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 num. So I hope I've inspired a few of you with those, you know, with those stories, with those inspirational stories. Maybe not the sick one. Maybe not the sick one. That's probably not so inspirational. But the other ones. Okay, already says, oh, that's fun news, Maya. Last weekend I was up to 112. I'm down to 107 now. Gonna work harder on it. I've been neglecting my health for a while. Depression be like that. Yeah, you gotta get out there, girl. You gotta walk, do your walks, and you know, and it's okay to have your occasional blip, right? It doesn't. So all these things are never kind of just linear progress thing. It's always gonna be a bit wibbly wobbly, right? Same with my recovery, that's for sure. But as long as the trend is always the way you want it to go, you know, a few blips, sure, here and there, you know. If you have to, but you know, you can do it already, yeah? And I know it's really important to you, and I know you're gonna be, you know, really happy if you can just keep on it. So I want what you want, but just like a lot of these things, you don't get them for free. You gotta work at it. So Aurelia's been inspired. It was very inspirational for you definitely want to try edibles at some point. So these are edibles, and this is just pure THC. There's no CBD in there, so there's no muscle relaxant and things. The THC it's literally it literally alters your perceptions. That's what it does. And for me, it makes my pussy tingle like a motherfucker. And oh my god, is it a sexual experience? I wonder if it will continue to do so once it's fully recovered. I'm just wondering if it's sort of turning the slight like tingles of discomfort into tingles of pleasure, you know? That's what I'm wondering. If it's just kind of like flicking a switch, and what I would have perceived as kind of, that's a bit uncomfortable, suddenly becomes, oh, that's really nice, I like it. You know, so yeah, I need to try again when I'm fully recovered, don't I? That's what I need to do. This is a scientific experiment, and I'm very much into science. I like science. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform another experiment, scientific, for the pursuit of science, when I'm more recovered, and we'll see if I get the same experience. Don't think it's going to be bad either way. I recently dated a woman of transgender experience, and what does that mean? And we instantly just connected mentally and intellectually, more so than I've ever had in my dating life. Hey, that's cool. It's well good, because we are super special. You know, we really are. You know, most what's going on there? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. So you know, men and women often do have quite different life experiences, and so you know, from an early age. So women are into stuff that's traditionally by society seen as appropriate for girls and women, so they get to play the Barbies and they get to do all these things and they get to make girlfriends and they get to hang around with girls and discuss stuff that girls discuss, all that cool stuff. I know what they discuss, but I'm not going to tell you. So obviously dating cis women, you know, generally the cis women that you date will have that kind of experience in life, and that will shape who they are, of course, right? Trans women, we often because we've kind of come from the other side of the tracks, you know, and at some point, some of us obviously figure it out sooner than others, some of us transition sooner than others, and so, you know, we lose less time. But even then, we're often into kind of stuff that, you know, you might be interested in as well. Like, I like Lego. I don't know if is that a traditionally women's thing? So instead of a Barbie channel, instead of me playing with Barbies, I don't think that'll work, right? But I play Lego and I've got spaceships and I've got cars, and it's like, no, that's not girly, Meja. What are you doing? You're doing girling wrong. Stop it. You should have pink Lego, and you should be making Lego stilettos or something. Do women incorrectly, please. It's like, nah, fuck that, mate. I'm not going to do any of that shit. I'm going to do what I like to do. And what I like to do is make Star Wars Lego, spaceships, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to do that because that's what I like. I just like it. And maybe if I had been born a girl, like a real girl, maybe I wouldn't be into this kind of stuff, you know? Because I would have been socialized differently. And that's just a different person, isn't it, basically? This is me, and you get me, warts and all. A transgender experience. That's a funny way of putting it. I assume you just mean she was trans. Australia says, yeah, true, 112 is the heaviest I've ever clocked in at. Oh gosh, okay, but you can get it down already. Oops, don't want to click on that. Stop it. Now I can't read the chat properly because we got issues. Oh, here we go. I've never met a cis woman girl who cared about Lego or spaceships. Okay. Or, well, I think that women do. There's plenty of cis girls or women who like Lego, right? That's because Lego isn't necessarily super gendered. But spaceships as well. Not so much. Not so much. Like, cis women don't tend to get spaceships. They don't get the appeal. It's fine. But I really love spaceships, me. And I think that's part of the fact that, you know, I'm trans. That's So if you want me to talk about spaceships or science fiction or Star Wars or computer games or science fiction books, I guess, yes. Or, I don't know, I'm just trying to think, also cars, you know, stuff that, or mountain biking. Yeah, okay. There's a bunch of stuff that I can talk about, and we could probably just have a good old conversation, and it'll be like, oh wow, it's really fun to talk to you. You're just like one of the guys. Well, I'm not. Okay, so firstly, I'm not like one of the guys at all. I can talk about this kind of stuff, but don't try and chest bump me, because that's going to go badly wrong. And you got to treat me like a fucking princess. Seriously. Because I can hold your attention and I can be extremely interesting, but I can do a lot more than that. So princess time. Every day is Princess Day. Oh, it's not clear where this goes. Oh no, hold on. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I get it. Okay, it goes like that. Yeah. Oh look, I'm making the face. Competitive womaning is madness. It is madness. No one needs that shit. Obviously, if you want to do it, but don't, you know, don't get stressed about having to feeling like you have to do it. And for trans women, that's a real, look at that, the sun's on it. Oh no, it's completely whited out. There we go. Sun's coming. You can see it impeding onto the stream. Bloody sun. I like sun actually, but not when I'm streaming. It always comes out when I'm streaming. Water. Chocolate. Oh yeah, munchies too, huh? Nice one. Right, it's time for an Australian energy bar. That's what it's time for. So, this is from Australia. It's Uncle Toby's. And it's chewy choc chip, mate. Mate, sorry. So yeah, and you know what? I think that's a failing of society. It is. A lot of people say, no, girls should just be allowed to do whatever they want. Here's a Barbie. Like, yeah, okay. But also, so I mean, even if the parents are like, girls should be able to do whatever they want, right? Instead of Parlors and Barbie and, you know, we're gonna give you a tank and some cars and some space Lego or something, you know. And the girl's gonna be like, I don't want this because none of my friends have got this. It's like everyone has to do it or no one does it. Because you can't be the odd girl out with the weird parents who give you toys that no one else is playing with. Peer pressure. No, peer pressure is the thing. It's not a thing. It's the thing. When you have children, peer pressure, what their friends are doing, that's everything. That's all it's about. So it's really difficult when you can have the best intentions in the world. You can be like, right, we're going to dress our girl in gender-neutral clothes, or our boy. We're going to, you know, insist that they have a wide range of gender-neutral toys and all this kind of stuff. And as soon as they meet another boy or a girl and they see their toys, they're going to be, oh, I want ones like that. That's what I want. It's game over, I'm afraid, parents. You'd have to just, you know, imprison your children in a basement, tie them up somehow. Maybe chain, maybe slightly rusty chain, and just make sure they have no TV or internet or access to the outside world to see. Because you don't even have to meet, they don't even have to see these things for real at their friends' houses. They just have to see them on YouTube or whatever. Oh, okay. That's pretty good. Not bad. Chewy. So it takes ages to eat. Which is really good for streams. But thanks for the redeem. I would like to eat more of that, but also it's very chewy and I can't talk. I know I'm a real girl already. I know I am. All right, yeah, I started drinking and then you, yeah, okay, no. It's mind reading. Girls should be allowed to do whatever they want, but hey, we'll only place the girly things in front of them. How about giving both so they can feel it, but also try out things, you know, but as soon as they see, because they see the fact that, well, they know the girls. Let's talk about girls. Let's not try. I'm just going to talk about girls, but it's totally applicable for boys as well. So they see that the girls. I know I did, but I'm not going to say that. So they see the girls, and they. You can call me that, right? But I don't. I'm not going to reinforce that. What was I saying? Yeah, it's all about peer pressure, basically. It's all about friends, and also what they see on TV. They know that the girls, they see that they're in the girl club. They see these other girls who are like them, playing with these toys, and they're like, right, I need to play with those toys too. And it's self-preservation. It's like survival just as much as anything. Because they know that if they do things which their group is not traditionally supposed to do, then they're not going to fit in. They're going to be different. And being different when you're a child is death. Right? You have to want to be blend in. You want to be average. You want to be unremarkable. You want to be popular, but you want to be popular because of how average you are. Not because you're out there playing with boys' toys. I'm just dropping the truth bombs today. That's what I'm doing. I'm just dropping truth bombs on you all. Everything I'm saying is kind of accurate though. I've read a few books, but also it's born out in experience. In real world experience. I do kind of wish it wasn't this way, but this is the way it is. Let's go to the build camera. I'm making this. I don't know what it is. Oh, well, it's the side, isn't it? It's the side of the head. Aurelia says, yeah, I know. I didn't bend to peer pressure as a kid, and I sure have the scars to prove it. Survivor, it's about survival. I'm pretty sure that would have CPs up your ass in 2 weeks flat. CPs. And while many things can be fun up your ass, CPs up your ass isn't fun. What's a CP? Because you know, I'll try anything once. I see that as a challenge. CPS. Child Protection Services. Okay. It was the lowercase s that messed me up. I thought you were pluralizing. I didn't understand. No. And anyway, Aurelia, I would say no, that's not correct. So, child protect. If you get, well, okay. So the kid locked in the dungeon and all that kind of stuff. Yes, obviously that was obviously a ridiculous example, and that's just child abuse. Obviously, I felt that was pretty obvious. But the idea of trying to give your children, give them more of a gender neutral upbringing or possibilities as far as play goes and dress goes and all this kind of stuff. That's not gonna get you into any trouble with Child Protection Services. And I hate to say this, unless you're poor. Now, if you're poor and you're struggling, and Child Protection Services are different rules then. Different rules for you. I'm afraid Child Protection Services will be keeping an eye on you. Because they're like, oh, they're poor. They've been unlucky in life, but that's not how they'll see it. They'll see it as like, they're poor, therefore they are, you know, degenerate, and we need to keep an eye on them because they may be child abusers as well. Poor people shouldn't have children. If you're wealthy, you can do whatever you like. Not even wealthy, but just, you know, comfortable. And then child protection services are going to be like, you are not on our radar at all. And we got a raid. Nemo Gaming is raiding with a party of 3. Hey! Cool. Hello. I got a special. Hold on. I got a special. Yay! That's the one. I kept that. I kept the scene from my anniversary. And we got confetti to celebrate the raid. Thank you. Hello, raiders. Welcome to my channel. Thank you, Nemo, for bringing your community to mine. Melding our communities together like this. Welcome, raiders. I hope you are having a fun Sunday. Let's turn this off. There you go. I figured out how to turn the confetti off. Thank God. I was doing my head in. My name's Meja. I'm trans and I'm making Lego. Of course I'm making Lego. That's what I do. That's what I do. I tend to make Lego. I sometimes stream games, but mostly it's Lego. And today, it is the AT-ST from Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Your small but still important community. We were just talking about wealth inequality, I guess, and also how you know, the less wealthy are treated poorly compared to the more wealthy. Obviously. Anyway, so it was about the dungeon thing, was it? Oh, really? Cool. And that's definitely CPS. Rex Stuff is following. Thank you, Rex Stuff. Rex Stoof. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. Big love. Can I do that with my... Can I do it? Yes, I can. I'm just trying to get the angle right. I'm trying to angle my heart correctly. And Aurelia, you're absolutely right. Irony, I feel like wealthy people are child abusers more often than poor people. It's because they probably can get away with it, right? So they can do it. I don't know. I don't know if that's statistically correct, but it certainly is. They can get away with stuff, can't they? Hello, Nemo brought me here. Thank you to Nemo again then. How did your stream go, Nemo? Did you have a fun time? You were playing Star Citizen, is that right? Star Citizen. Speaking of spaceships, because we do like to talk about spaceships as well on this channel, as well as lots and lots of sex. It's been mostly sex, actually. You've missed a really good one. But you're here now. Was it Star Citizen you were playing? And how did that go? Just tell me about your stream. How did it go? I hope it was a good one. My stream was good. Did some piracy with Rex Stuff. Tell me if I'm saying your name. I'm going to call you Rex. It's easier. And it went well. So you did some piracy. So what'd you get? What did you get in your booties? See, we've been discussing what I've been getting in my booty recently. Actually, no, we haven't. Not really. That's for another day. We had tons of drugs. Hey, you know what? This sounds very similar to my stream. I didn't have oars, though. Didn't have many oars at the weekend. But tons of drugs. Oh, but you didn't make any money. That's weird. You spent it all on drugs and hookers. I will call you Rex. Thank you. So you're stealing from cargo ships. This sounds kind of fun, actually. That sounds like a good way to spend a Sunday, stealing from cargo ships. I'm well into that. I wouldn't mind playing Star Citizen myself. I know it's still, like, you know, early access or whatever. Probably will be forever, right? I don't know if they'll ever finish it at this point. But someone managed it. I just don't have a PC, so I can't. I'm a Mac girl. I'm a Mac lady. Oh yeah. So I'm kind of limited, you know, on the games that I can play. But I got a Switch, so I've been playing. When I have been playing, it's been mostly Zelda recently, and it's great. I'm really enjoying Zelda. I got quite far. I should stream it again because I'm actually quite good at it now, I would say. Like, I'm not useless. I was a bit useless at first, but that's the way with all games, right? Well, okay, it's not for everyone, but it is for me. I'm a bit useless at games at first. Yeah, really, I think I probably would enjoy it. Star Citizen. I don't know a massive amount, but it's got spaceships in, and I know you can kind of fly in space and then land on the planet, so it takes you all the way from space to the planet, and it seems quite detailed from what I saw. Is that still in it? Because I guess they might have changed it, right? 32 gigs of RAM and an SSD for the storage is required. It's very detailed. Sounds pretty good. 32 gigs of RAM? Yeah, my Mac's got more than that, but for a PC that's fairly meaty, isn't it? I guess for most personal computers that's a fairly meaty amount of RAM. Hold on, how much have I got in this? Because this is a good computer. This has got 16 gigs of RAM. And this is a good one. This is a pretty good Mac. But my Mac in the other room's got 40 gigs. I got 40 in the other. But it doesn't matter because it's not for the Mac, so I don't know why I'm talking about memory. Oh yeah, okay, you are playing on a 16 gig computer. So it will work on a 16 gig. If you got 16 gigs of RAM, Star Citizen will still work. Maybe you don't get all the detail though. Maybe you have to turn down the detail a bit. I don't know. Okay, what's going on? I'm not really paying attention. Okay, yeah, I need to do this one. Right, I need to do this one now. Gosh, there's a lot of panels. Switch back to the build cam. Here we go. Because I want to try and finish this today. So that's my plan. We'll see. There's still a bit of Lego to go. We'll see. After loading into the world, you basically have no loading screens. That's good. That's important. A lot of games do try and do that now, but it's still not an easy task sometimes. Especially if you can teleport. If you can teleport around the world, then it's like, yeah, we're going to have to load stuff in because we have not streamed this in. It's fair enough. But obviously if your game design doesn't have like teleportation from one place to another, then, you know, that's something you can do. Yeah, exactly. There's no teleporting. Why would there be? It's a stupid idea. Star Trek. Looking at you, Star Trek. Unless you die. Right, sure. And then I guess it has to load stuff in, right? Yeah, then at that point it'll load stuff in. Aurelia says, I'd say 32 gigs is midline for a gaming rig nowadays. Wow. Things have changed. Times have changed. And the times they have changed as far as PC gaming goes. I used to, you know, play on PC, but that's a long time ago. Crisis. I built a PC to play Crisis. Do you remember that one? That's the last time I built a PC. So that dates it. When did Crisis come out? Because that was like that was kind of a graphical benchmark for the games. Everyone was like, oh, can it run Crisis? So I tried it on my PC and I was like, yeah, no, it can't. So I bought the bits and made a new PC that would run Crisis, and that was the last time I built a PC. Honestly, I don't miss it, but I wouldn't mind being able to play a lot of the games on PCs, you know. I know you just built one only 2 weeks ago. It's going to be a kick-ass machine then, I reckon. Oh, it is. I know. I've seen it. You can go from a planet to space and anywhere in the current content without loading. It's awesome, that. 16 gig. It does work, but it's a bit laggy. So Rex is going to upgrade. 16 gigs. It's not going to be super expensive, that is it, really? As long as you've got the slot. I got a slot. 32 is basically minimal. It tends to use 10 to 12 gigs of RAM for me. Yeah, and so, you know, that's a lot. That is a lot. Wow. But also, you know, you've got your system as well that you need to have in memory. Too many games launched over the past couple of years run minimum prerequirements of 16 gigabytes and of 32. Don't know what that means. Most can be played at less, but, well, when they put that on the specs, people tend to conform. Yeah, so like them. So basically mid is 32. If you want everything up on the best games, then you probably want 64, right? And memory's not that expensive generally. Although all memory's not equal either, is it? So the fastest memory is more expensive, but even then. Aurelia enjoys building PCs. What kind of ship design do you like, Maya? Smooth ships? Smooth. Like the Nubian fighter from Star Wars. Oh yeah, like the yeah, like, have I got it? I got it. Have I not? I've got one actually. You're talking about the yellow one. You're talking about the yellow fighter. Ooh, I thought I had one. I got one in a bag. I should build it. Or blocky ships like the alien ship. Can share some screenies on Discord if you like. Yes, I would like you to share some screenies on Discord. I think that'd be great, Nemo. Thank you. I mean, obviously I can just Google it, right? I can just Google it. But if you've got some screenies that you would like to share, then please, by all means, share it on our Discord. It's perfect place for it. And I will then pick a ship that I like. To answer your question, I like both. I'm not so fussy. When it comes to spaceships, I'm kind of pansexual. I don't know. We haven't really got one for that. We haven't got spaceships. Cool spaceships channel. Just put it in general chat. It's fine. Just put it in general chat. And then and then if you do that, we can actually have a quick look at them on stream if you like. If you could share the link in, because you can put them on the Discord, but then you can share the link in chat, and I can just have a quick look, and we can all look. What is going on here? Oh, there we go. No, that's still something to do here. Oh, okay, yeah. I missed a piece. Talking about spaceships, one of my favourite subjects. Because I'm a trans woman, not cis. Cis women don't like spaceships. Well, not like I like spaceships. I mean, they might be like, yeah, spaceships are fine. But I'd rather have a new handbag. And I'm like, hey, there's a choice between a handbag. Handbags are good, right? Don't get me wrong. I like handbags as much as the next woman. But if you got a handbag and a spaceship, I'm going to choose the spaceship. I'm sorry. Especially if it can do the Kessler run in less than 5 parsecs. Or was it... What? Yeah. That never made sense, did it? What about a spaceship-shaped handbag? No, it's not about the shape. It's about the fact that it's a spaceship. So if you can combine a spaceship with a handbag, I'm in. Perfect. It'd be like the TARDIS. You just kind of have to put, you have to get in your handbag and kind of, Mary Poppins style, and then it shoots you through space, some kind of portal, and you end up on an alien world. It's hopefully suitable for humans as well, that you can breathe the atmosphere and stuff, and it's not got too many diseases that can kill you, or any human-eating monsters that just kind of walk around and eat human-shaped people. Honestly, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't go straight to the planet. Maybe we should go into orbit and just check it out with the scanners first. That's what they tend to do. They don't just drop straight in and be like, right, what's this place? Oh, I can't breathe. The handbag would need some kind of... You know what? This is a stupid idea. No one's going to make a spaceship... No one's going to make a handbag spaceship, Maya. No one's going to do that for you. I mean, if someone does want to sort me out with one, be my guest. But I think it's more likely that you'd want to buy me Lego. And I do have a wish list on Amazon. So if you want to buy me Lego, that's good. A handbag-shaped spaceship would also be good too. But that may take a little bit more sourcing. I kind of like that New Republic cruiser from Ahsoka, the one at the very start. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, that's nice. That's what it's a bit like, actually. Let's look at this spaceship, everybody. Just reaching through these legs. What do we think about this? I quite like it. I quite like it. I really prefer... So, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, though. Hold on, let's go to the... Oh, stop it, Mac. Let's go to the browse scene. The back is better than the front. Alright, the front is kind of a bit boring. Right? I've seen that front of spaceships many times. You know, it's very Star Wars. What is it? It's can't remember what they're called. It's like the Star Wars transport, the one that looked like wood lice, big wood lice. It's very much inspired by that. On the left side of the image. On the right side of the image, I think it's a lot more interesting, and I think it would have been better if they carried on some of those design cues with the outer and the inner hull and managed to incorporate them more into the front as well. I kind of feel they did all the design at the back, and then, oh no, we've run out of design now. We're just going to have to plonk on standard spaceship number 7 to the front. But thanks for the share. It's still good. Still good to see. Aurelia says, I also love how Imperial stuff is very brutalesque, while Old Republic is a bit milder, and New Republic is very smooth. Like my bottom. Maya, what about Spaceship Showtime? Yeah, let's go. I read that and that was brilliant. That set me going. I'm poking around for the Discord link, says Rex, which seems not want to play. And I see you're Norwegian. Love the place. Spent 2 months there in 2010. I'm not Norwegian. I'm English, but I live in Norway. I'm actually 100% pure English. What a shit thing to be. That's what I am then. But yeah, Norway's a pretty cool place. Spent 2 months. 2 months 13 years ago. It's about the same. It's about the same. It's not really changed. I think. Really, now I'm reminded of a backpack that was shaped like the NASA shuttle. Not sure if it was real or in a film. I don't know. Anyway, there's my wish list. Aurelia very kindly put it into the chat. So if you would like to buy me a bit of Lego, I will make it on the stream for your pleasure and enjoyment. In fact, I think we'll both get a lot of pleasure and enjoyment from that. I mean, who can resist? What an offer I've just offered. Chocolate milkshake, speaking of which. Pleasure and enjoyment. I like it in part because it doesn't look like a warship and it isn't meant to. Cool, Nemo's just dumped tons of screenies in general. Fantastic, thanks Nemo. It's based on a very old design from the EU. Eh? From the expanded universe. See, when you say EU, I'm like, what's the European Union got to do with this? They don't tend to design spaceships, but maybe they do. Hey, you know what? If there's a spaceship designing department in the EU, the European Union, can I just put my hand up and say I would like that job? Yeah, you've been timed out. Sorry, our Discord server's got a bot on it which doesn't like spamming photos, but the trick is to just wait a bit and then post like 3 at a time. I think 3 at a time should be okay. But you need to just kind of do it. Yeah, sorry, it just takes ages. It's just in case someone comes in and just decides to spam the place, you know. Cool. Yeah, there's our Transbrix server. Transbrix Discord server. So feel free to join up. Sign up. It only takes a second. And you can enjoy Transbrix at your leisure. That's where we all hang out. I hang out there. As well as a couple of other servers. Our memes channel is particularly good. Dank memes. I think you'll enjoy that very much. I enjoy posting that. It's usually like the most active channel, and honestly, I'm here for that. I do like a good meme. Me. I'm partial to a tasty meme. That's wrong. What am I doing? Oh, okay. That should go there. Right, that's what I'm doing. It's hard to see where I'm going wrong, but I think that is finished. I'll turn it upside down. I've done that bit, and then I'm doing this bit. Right, let's do it. Let's bloody well do this. So, okay, now we turn it around again. We put this like so. Max, screenshots didn't work. We'll do a few then. Here's the old sketch art version of the cruiser alongside a Star Destroyer. Let's have a quick look at what Aurelia's dug up. Ooh, hates is that, but it's not that big, is it? Oh, why is it? No, hold on. Sorry, that is the cruiser from Star Citizen. Okay, and is that to scale? That's massive. It doesn't make sense, does it? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it does. Let's have a quick look. So I guess to scale with a Star Destroyer. So it's a big old ship. It's almost a kilometer long. Well, actually, it probably is about a kilometer long because that's what a Star Destroyer is, isn't it? It's a kilometer long. That's the point of it. Or was it a mile? Because it's American, isn't it? Maybe they did it in miles. Really? Now you've made me wonder if the ESA actually designs and builds spacecraft themselves. The European Space Agency, they do design and build spacecraft, but they don't design this kind of spacecraft. They design satellites and launch vehicles. And honestly, I'm not that into that. I want to be creative. That's only about function. Thank you, Nemo. Thanks for the screenies. We'll check those out later. No, that's the Star Wars Cruiser's original art. Oh, before it got redesigned into the one you see in the show. Oh, right. And then, okay, so let's just go back to the Star Citizen one. Interesting. So Star Citizen one, Star Wars one, Star Citizen one, Star Wars one. Star Citizen. Star Wars. Does anyone notice anything about that? Is that just me? Well, yeah. Wait, hold on. What? They were both for Star Wars. What? But this was Star Citizen. Isn't that Star Citizen? Oh shit! Are you talking about? I'm sorry, right? Are you talking about? I thought that was from Star Citizen. Right, okay. I thought this was from Star Citizen. This is Star Wars. Fine. Oh, I'm so confused. I thought I was looking at a Star Citizen spaceship. And I was kind of like, oh my god, they've ripped off Star Wars. But Star Wars ripped off Star Wars. I guess that's okay. Star Wars is allowed to rip off Star Wars. Anyway, thanks for clarifying that. I was very confused. The Star Destroyer is a mile long. It's not a kilometer, so it's 1,600 meters about. The biggest in-game ship is about 220 meters. That's still big, and that's plenty big. But yeah, I would have been surprised if they had like kilometer-long ships or more. Right, that's a very early concept. That one has been totally changed. No, that was from. Then this is from Ahsoka. Okay, it's from Ahsoka, this spaceship. Yeah, okay, I sort of remember it. It was at the beginning, wasn't it? Was it at the beginning? Where the Dark Jedi, raided it. It just completely smashed through all its defenses. It didn't stand a chance. There is a ship, which looks a bit like that one, in Star Citizen. Oh, right, no, but we have to see it. Okay, I need the link for that, please. Can we have did you put it up on the server? And if so, then just make a shareable link, and let's have a quick look at that. Because that would be interesting to see, I think, you know? I do like to look at spaceships. I like to look at spaceships, you know, and I like to critique them. But don't think that I can't build a spaceship. I don't think I can't design my own spaceships. I can. I've designed quite a lot of spaceships myself, like my own spaceship designs. I have, not recently, but it was something I used to just like do, actually. I used to draw them. I used to draw spaceships. Yeah. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe that's my job should be. Spaceship. Fantasy spaceship designer. I'm trying to think what job I should do now. And people will say, that job doesn't exist, Maya. You're going to have to go work somewhere else. Work at Burger King. It's like, hey, if that job doesn't exist, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make the job. First, I'm going to make the job. Then I'm going to make loads of money. Profit. That job doesn't exist. I see it as an opportunity. Yeah, designing Lego, to sell Lego spaceships. You know what I'm also thinking of doing? This is kind of left wing, left field, whatever. This is kind of left wing. Fuck's sake. Left out of. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think it's a baseball reference, isn't it? And I know nothing about baseball. What I was going to say is I was thinking of building houses. Lego houses. Before you get ahead of yourselves. I was thinking I could, you know, hey, do you want a Lego recreation of your house? Or any house really, but I'm kind of assuming that people will want me to recreate their own houses in Lego so that it'll be a display piece in the house of the house, but in Lego. And again, I've done this before, and I did it for myself, and I was like, this is brilliant. When I sold my last house in England, they wanted the Lego house as well. That was like, we'll buy your house and we'll pay over the odds for it or whatever, because it was like a bidding war. It's cool. But we want the Lego house. We want the Lego house included in the sale. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I mean, I'd quite like to keep it, but it's fine. You have it. That's what you want. That's what you want. So they got the house and they got a miniature version of the house in Lego. It wasn't, I mean, it was quite big. It had rooms and everything. Okay, Levator's still here. That's cool. I'm still here, by the way. I'm just semi-lurking whilst making tea and toast. That's cool, Levator. I'm glad you're still here. But it's fine to lurk. You do what you do. I know. I mean, this is a longish stream, isn't it? 3 hours, 20 minutes. But I'm going to carry on building now. Yeah, it was the Republic cruiser at the very start that Balin landed on. That's what I said, yeah. Balin, he's great, Balin. I should watch the new Osaka. I haven't watched it yet. It's a good one, right? Meanwhile, the longest aircraft carrier on Earth is 342 meters long, which is quite a lot, isn't it? That's quite a big ship. But how big is the biggest cruise ship? No, hold on. Aircraft carriers and cruise ships are not the biggest ships on the ocean. The biggest ships on the ocean are tankers, aren't they? How long is the longest? What's the biggest ship? What's the biggest ocean-going vessel that's currently on the sea right now? This is important information. We need to know this. That's impossible. Let's see what's going on now. Gonna have to make a guess. Lego recreation of homes. I like this idea, and I think you've mentioned this. It's a good idea, isn't it? I think it's quite a good idea. I think people will pay. And the thing is, will it be commercially viable? So will I get enough people who want the recreation of the Lego home? Maybe. But will it be at a price point that they're happy with and that I'm happy with? Because I can tell you right now, it's not cheap. So for the time and effort that I will have to spend, and just sourcing the Lego as well, which is never cheap, right? I wonder if they're going to be happy with that. And because, you know, when I say I can create a Lego recreation of your home, and they're going to be, oh, brilliant, yeah, okay, well, we're totally on board. Oh, how much is it? And I say it's going to be £1,000. Then they're like, yeah, well, actually, we could almost buy a real house, couldn't we, for that? And I'm like, no, you can't buy a real house for £1,000, but that is the actual cost of materials and time. 500 materials, 500 time, you know, and you know, so £1,000. I think that people would balk at that, wouldn't they? But you can buy Lego sets for about £1,000, and that's mass produced, designed by a team of people who are, you know, it's going to sell thousands and thousands, and yet that's still the price. So for a bespoke one-off Lego set of your house, I mean, I would hope that people would be kind of understand that that's going to be the price point around that. But, you know, at least, right? At least, honestly. Go away. Dinner's in the oven. What's you going to have for dinner anymore? You should have built a second one for yourself. I could still build it. I got photographs, so I could recreate it and probably do a slightly better job because it's always easier second time. 2 hours 20. No, it's not. It's 3 hours 20. No, I started at 1. Then it's 20 past 4. But by the way, Meja, all screenshots are just taken with in-game tools. All I did is use different shaders. Nice, nice. I like some things about the newer circle a lot. Some were a bit of the same. I forgot about turning off the VPN. Yes, I turned off the VPN and maybe that reset the... It did, didn't it? Reset the timer. Oops. Okay, it's the 458 Seawise Giant. Thank you, Aurelia. And it's 458. So, yeah, that's like... It's almost half a kilometer in length. Beam? Is it beam? No, what's the nautical term for length of a ship? Second is a mask. It's the Emma mask, and it's just under 400 meters. Big. It's a big old vessel. I like them big. You knew I was going to say that, right? You knew I was going to say that. I like them big and full of semen. And you knew I was going to say that as well, surely. Come on. You must know me by now. I'm not going to pass up an opportunity for that. Joke. Big and full of semen. Oof. Oh, the Seawise is no longer in use. That's a shame. Scrapped in 2009. So the longest one that's actively going around now is the 397. It's the Emma. Cool. And the largest is MSC Irina by carry capacity. So that's how much it can actually hold. That's interesting. The biggest one is actually not the one that can hold the most. It's a smaller one. They messed that up, didn't they? Rex says, perfect, that's what she said. Moment can't go to waste. You can't waste those opportunities, can you? You can't. You know what I'm talking about. Rex gets it. Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, okay. And now I get it. That's what I gotta do. Okay, what? Never mind update. Recently launched MSCI Arena above is 399.99 meters. Why not 400? Probably for tax purposes. Like, there's gonna be something, right? It's gonna be like something ridiculous and mundane. Tax purposes. That's my guess. Anything above 400 meters. That's, oh yeah, so like a premium tax. It's gonna cost you. Goes up to the next bracket. It's the next tax bracket for massive ocean-going vessels. Can you go away, fly? You've been buzzing me around for too long now. I'm a terror for grabbing opportunities and playing in the gutter with them, so I expect no less from anyone else. You're in the right place at the right time. Unfortunately, you are a little too late, because oh my god, the stories that I was telling before, the stories. Back me up, girls and guys. The stories that I was telling before. My goodness me. That's premium quality content right there. You don't get that on most Twitch channels, I can tell you right now. Right, so that's meant... Yeah, it must be meant to rotate. Yeah, okay, fine, it is, yeah. A little bit of discoloration on that saucer, but never mind. Let's put this on. Ooh, got a chat for this. Because you can see this. Let's bring you over here. And I'm putting it on your side as well, so this is going to be super fun. So I put it like... No, come on. Like that? No, that's not quite right. Why do you not want to go? No, you do. Okay, there you go. And then it's that one. Hey, there you are. There you are. It's a big old thing, isn't it? Let's just slow down. Right, other side. Other side. Should I do the other side? Yeah, I suppose. Or should I stop? Don't know. My bottom is slightly hurty. I should stop, shouldn't I? I should stop. I'll finish this off next time. I think next time I will definitely be finishing this off. I basically need to just do the other half of the head, the back of the head, and then the top of the head. So still a fair amount to do. But I'm looking at the Lego on the table, and it doesn't look like that much. So, you know, definitely next stream I'll finish this off. But it's looking cool, right? It's looking really good. It's big. Not sure where I'll put it yet. But it doesn't, its footprint isn't massive, so that's good. So I can just have it stood up, and as long as there's space above it, it will, you know, it'll display nicely. I don't know where to put it. Oh my gosh, come on. Let's move some Lego over to this side. And you go over there. There, perfect. That's better. That's better. Out of the way a bit. Can I get him on the camera? There you go. There we are. Perfect. Dink, dink, dink. He doesn't have a head. Doesn't have a top of the head. We're going to see if there's anyone to raid. That's my next task. It does look like I got a snotty nose, but I don't. Oh my god, what's she doing? Oiled up shower jumping. What's she doing? She's got her boobs like all the way out. I didn't even think that was allowed. So I'm just going to click on this picture of this woman with the boobs out. She's hiding them. She's got 5,213 viewers. I mean, we're not rating her. I'm just looking at her boobs. Sorry about this. Just got distracted. That's so annoying, but she's holding a hand. I think she's got like, because nipples are bad. You're not allowed to show nipples on Twitch, so even by accident. So I'm thinking that she's got like, nipple covers on. Just wasn't very clear. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, now I'm just completely distracted now. Completely distracted. Let's see if there's anyone on who we want to raid. I don't want to raid her. It's pointless. She's doing fine by herself, her and her boobies. Maybe we should do... Stop watching. Crab... No. Blastra Canucks streaming. Ooh, talking about spaceships. Hold on. Then we got Mark. Birthday stream. He's building Lego Indiana Jones. Oh, he's building the fighter plane chase. How funny. I just built that one. Do we want to watch that? Should we watch that? I watched it. I mean, I built it. And it was good fun. Maybe you don't want to watch it again. I'm just getting an advert. So I'm just going to wait for the advert to go. And then we'll see what it's like. And if it's not this, then it should be Astro-Con, okay? Here we go. Yeah, we're gonna raid Mark. Because he's very sweet. Paste. Boom. The raid has been created. Let me pause it so I don't have two overlapping audio tracks to distract me. I hope you've all had a good time. I've had a nice time building Lego with you all. It's been fun. You're very welcome, Levator. It's lacking its hat. Yeah, its hat, yes. Thank you, Nemo. Thank you, Aurelia. Thank you for watching. I hope you've had a nice time. I hope you have continued to have a nice time. I'm glad that you came to Rex. Thanks for joining. And did you follow? I think you followed, didn't you? I can't remember now. But thank you anyway for joining me. It's been great. I've had a good time, as I said already. I will be back again on Wednesday for more sexy stories, no doubt. Because, you know, there's like 3 days in between now and then. So who knows what's going to happen. But until then, I hope you have a nice time. I hope you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. Mwah.